being so passive. This is Spinelli we're talking about, your friend, remember? The one who wants to be just like you when he grows up?
I don't know what you think I can do.
Talk to him, he will listen to you.
No, Spinelli listens to me, this guy doesn't.
You can't just try once and then let it go. You're his hero. Even if Spinelli does think he's a character out of some book, I think you can get through to him.
I think the Spinelli we know is out of reach.
Stop being such a defeatist. Spinelli needs you. He should be in the hospital right now, not wandering around looking for some crimes to solve. I don't even want to wrap my head around the trouble he could be getting himself into.
Right, I don't know how much of Spinelli's thought process transferred over to this, whoever this new guy is. But I hope he stays away from Sonny.
That is the spot. Jacoby, I compliment your taste in hooch. How about a refill? Oh, you've done it, Bucko. Nobody touches the merchandise. Now keep your hands where I can see them. No funny business.
What the hell is wrong with you?
It was a complicated surgery. There was an unexpected connection to the patient that was on the table. The hospital was in the middle of a lockdown. I mean, it was a very, very tense environment.
But what exactly are you telling me?
You gave her the wrong meds. And it almost cost Siobhan her life.
No. No, I couldn't have made that mistake.
Give me my son.
You mean my great-grandson?
Aiden was never a Cassadine, and you know it.
Not according to 2 different DNA tests.
Tests that you forged, or at least tampered with.
Ugh, you give me far too much credit.
It didn't work, Helena. Now give me my son.
Such a dour young man. If you didn't inherit one speck of Luke's humor and charm. Oh, how I miss him.
How did you even get in here? Where's the nanny, anyway?
Well, she's upstairs, unharmed. No, she's a delightful young girl. She's a bit gullible, poor dear. She didn't even blink her eyes when I told her I was family dropping by for a visit.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen again, trust me. Now, I'd like my son.
Oh. All right. You have to go to him. Yes. Bye. You can have him.
Come here, sweetie.
Bye-bye.
Listen, when I come back, you better be gone.
It's me.
What's wrong with you? Why would you scare me like that? Why can't you just knock?
Well, because I didn't think you were going to be here. We're supposed to be surprised, so surprise.
Good job.
Sorry I scared you.
It's fine. I think you should go now.
Well, you look freaking
Thank you.
amazing.
I don't have time for this right now.
No, I don't suppose you do. You're obviously going undercover at the whorehouse to wait for your father. I'm here to tell you that's a really bad move.
Maybe if we step it out, something will come back to you.
There's nothing to remember. I know the difference between blue and green.
Can you just humor me?
Siobhan was crashed in. The hospital was on lockdown.
Yes, chaos was reigning.
You were afraid that we were going to run out of supplies before the surgery was over.
It was taking a while to locate the bleeder.
And then her ICP was increasing.
And I ordered the 14 milligrams of the dexamethasone.
Yes, and I gave that to her.
Right, and then her blood pressure dropped off a cliff.
And you thought it was another bleeder.
But it wasn't.
I didn't give Siobhan the wrong medication.
Dr. Monica Porter, call 3405.
They did an inventory of the OR after the surgery, and the medication that I ordered was never given. But a vial of heparin was used and discarded.
Dr. Monica Porter, call 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405. 3405.
was me. I gave her the wrong vial. God, I almost killed Siobhan.
I thought I told you to leave.
Oh, surely you can spare a minute for an old acquaintance.
I have nothing to say to you, and you have no reason to be here. Nicholas left the country with Spencer, and he's not coming back. It's over, okay? He knows the truth. We all do.
Well, I wish my grandson had consulted me before he ran off. Honestly, it's positively doltish the way you and Nicholas allow your lives to be dictated by that lying little broodmare.
Okay, here we go again. You're just gonna deflect what you did and put it right onto your favorite target, right onto Elizabeth, right?
No, you're the predictable one, Lucky, knee-jerking to Elizabeth's defense. Your little angel who can do no wrong. Oh, get a clue, Lucky, before that woman ruins your life once and for all.
You know, the only thing Elizabeth is guilty of is believing her own eyes about Aiden's paternity. And you know what? It wasn't that difficult to figure out.
What are you going to do when I die?
Throw a party?
No. Who are you going to scapegoat for Elizabeth then? She lied to you, Lucky. She's done it many times before, and always for the same reason. It's you. Always you.
Okay, you can keep talking, but I'm not going to believe a word you say.
Lucky, open your eyes. Elizabeth wants you back. Now, the only way, and the best way to accomplish that, is to make you think that the two of you are bonded eternally through a child who is actually carrying your DNA for a change. Except Aiden is not carrying your DNA. Oh, and too bad about your inconvenient wife. I heard you put her in the hospital.
Now, cool your jets, son. Just back off. We can talk about
I don't have the time and patience to stand here while you live out some kind of fantasy. Now, get to your computer, find my money.
Jacob P.I. gets no kick out of technology. It's lazy. Namby-pamby. The crime's got to be solved by legwork. You got to get out in the field.
What the? All right, your tech skills are your only redeeming quality. Now, get over here. Get over here. I'd have killed you by now if you didn't have that.
There's no need for hostility.
Okay, now you hack into things, camera surveillance, police files, you move money around.
Sorry, doesn't compute.
Okay, you move my money around, okay? I want it back, and you're gonna get it back for me.
Look, Sunster, you're rapping to a ghost. The guy you want doesn't exist anymore. When that computer geek took a bullet, he was replaced by the real Jackal. Finally free. And at your service. As long as it doesn't involve computers.
This is all my fault. If I just kept my mouth shut like a normal hostage, Lisa would not have shot at me, Spinelli wouldn't have taken the bullet, and everything would be fine.
Okay, Lisa Niles was crazy. She didn't need a reason to shoot.
No, this was a disaster of my making.
Could have been a lot worse.
How?
Well, if Spinelli hadn't been there to take the bullet for you. I mean, Spinelli got his wish. He's a hero. He saved the woman he loves.
Wow. I think I get it.
Get what?
Why Sam is in love with you? You might just be deeper than I thought.
Am I supposed to know what you're talking about?
It's a disguise. You come off all cold and unfeeling, like you're the most unromantic person on the face of the planet, and really, deep down, you're just warm and squishy. Out of nowhere, you come up with this perfect insight, one you could only learn by paying attention to someone you love. Jason, you have a soul.
Thank you.
We need to work on seeing the side of you more often. I think you need to free your beautiful soul to be all it can be. You should start by doing something you should have done a long time ago. Ask Sam to marry you.
Dr. Nick.
I'm trying to process all of this. I've never made that kind of mistake before.
It's human. I mean, we're human. It happens.
Yeah, but you welcomed me into your OR. You trusted me, and I let you down. I'm so sorry.
Well, thankfully, no lasting harm was done.
Yeah, because of you. Man, I almost killed a patient. And not just any patient. My ex-husband's brand new wife.
And not to rub salt in the wound, but I just don't want you to be blindsided as my colleague. But, you know, there's going to be an inquiry. And it qualifies as medical malpractice.
I can lose my license, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to come to that. Right? I mean, besides, I don't think this is all your fault. I really don't.
What do you mean?
You're still grieving the loss of your son. I can only imagine how tough that is. I think Steve might not have been as objective as he should have
Wait,
been.
Steven?
Yeah, I think that he was probably acting more as your brother than as chief of staff and ordered you back to work too soon. And look, I knew your situation, right? And I didn't question you and your assignment to my OR.
No. This isn't anybody's fault. I told you both that I was fine, and I honestly thought that I was. God, I can't believe I almost killed Lucky's wife.
When I heard that you torched the Spencer home, I thought, bravo. Lucky is finally his father's son. And then I heard that your immigrant wife trapped herself, and I realized that you merely acted on impulse, not some ingenious plan. No, it was a temper tantrum, and a costly one at that. If your wife's life means anything to you at all.
Siobhan's gonna be fine. And any way that I've wronged her is between us.
Tell me, Lucky, this Siobhan person, is she as hopelessly naive as you? Or as a woman, can she see through Elizabeth's treacly facade down to the conniving bitch underneath? And your new wife, Siobhan, will she fight for you?
What are you even talking about?
Oh, Lucky, listen to me. Now save yourself from another round reeling from Elizabeth's betrayal. Aiden is not your son. Accept it,
No.
and move on.
Aiden is my son, and you've known that the whole time. That's why you tampered with the DNA tests in the first place.
To you before, but it's days like today that I just hate my job.
That's why I work so hard at being a self-centered jerk. So I don't feel like crap when something bad happens to a decent person.
Plural. This is going to affect a lot of people.
Can't imagine what Luck is feeling right now. His new wife almost dies on the table, and then he finds out his ex-wife is the one to blame. It's a bad day.
Elizabeth is going to be devastated.
Did she seem nervous when you talked to her?
I told her that the hospital is going to be investigating the sudden drop in pressure. She didn't seem alarmed or guilty or anything.
So she's gonna be blindsided.
Like, she's not dealing with enough. You know, I know what that's like. I know how to survive a tragedy. I got that brave carrying on thing down pat. I mean, sometimes that's just a speech, you know? Sometimes you're trying to convince yourself as well as everyone else that you can manage your loss. And that's exactly what Elizabeth has been doing, and I could see that. You know, I should have said something.
Well, I'm the one that thought Elizabeth should be back in the OR. You said she wasn't. I didn't listen. I'm the one that put this whole thing into motion, and then I'm one of the ones that helped prove that she was guilty of screwing up.
Well, I am not shy about expressing my opinion, especially when it comes to disagreeing with you. But I could have gone through the proper channels. I could have written a memo saying that Elizabeth wasn't ready to go back to the OR. But I didn't. I caved because I didn't want to be judgmental and because I wanted to be a good friend. And now Elizabeth is worse off than she was before.
And this is why we're supposed to stay detached. So we can make good, clear decisions.
Well, I think it's safe to say both of us get an F in detachment.
What do you mean getting shot freed the real Jackal?
You know, for a big-time crime boss, you're a little slow in the uptake.
Okay, listen, Freak of the Week. I'm gonna go against my true nature for once and try to really understand what it is that you're going through.
Well, it's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's wrong. It's finally right. I'm Jackal P.I. I prowl the mean streets. I laugh in the face of death. Coming to the aid of damsels in distress with gorgeous gams and sugar lips.
Listen. And let it sink in. Your name is Damien, okay? You work for my organization as a hacker. This other idiot you're talking about is from a ridiculous book that you wrote with Diane.
Hold your horses. It wasn't written, it was lived by me.
It was a fantasy. It is a fantasy. You're living a fantasy. This whole thing is a fantasy.
I'm as real as that schnoz on your face. And taking the bullet for the beautiful blonde released me from my shackles, sent me roaring up to the surface to claim my rightful place in the mean streets. So get used to it.
I don't care who you are. Spinelli, Jackal, P.I., what doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is one of you is going to get my money back.
You know what? You had a good idea. I'm going to keep Spinelli distracted with some cases that he won't get into any trouble.
Oh, it is rude to ignore a topic that is clearly on the table.
What topic?
You know what I'm talking about. The M word. Marriage. It's time that you make an honest woman out of Sam.
Whoa, I thought you didn't believe in marriage. I thought that's what that whole non-wedding with Spinelli was about.
Ugh, I don't. Not for me, anyway. But, I mean, I'm selfish and spoiled. I care way more about how I look than if I'm being nice to a person. I lie, manipulate, I'm as shallow as a puddle of mud. Feel free to stop me at any point.
No, you're doing great.
Okay, my point is that some women, not suited for marriage. Others, it just looks that way. Like Sam. Yes, she's independent and career-oriented. That doesn't mean she doesn't want to get married. That's where your problems come in.
Sam and I don't have any problems.
And that's where you come in, completely clueless. Sam wants to get married.
She does?
Yeah, she's just too scared or whatever to tell you.
Did she tell you this?
No, it's just simple logic.
Thank God. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, you need to get over here quickly because you need to educate Spinelli that basically he has two choices. You need to make him understand that. He either finds my money, or I'll just have Maximilo take him to the Pine Barrens and plant him.
I love you, but you cannot control this situation.
Look, I was at the brothel the other night for a few hours looking for you. Okay, that place is not a nice place.
Well, if my dad survived his entire childhood there, I can spend a few nights serving drinks.
Do you hear yourself right now? I mean, you're getting a job at a whorehouse to wait for your father, who may or may not show up. You think that's okay?
Yes.
Okay. What happens if he does show up and he doesn't want to go home with you? I mean, he kicked Lucky out pretty fast.
Oh, so since I'm not lucky, it's not going to work? Is that what you're saying? Because I have my own relationship with my dad, and believe it or not, it doesn't involve Lucky.
Look, I know you have your own relationship with your father. What I'm saying right now is he's in a place where you can't get to him emotionally and mentally. Lulu, I know you love your father, but you got to hear this. He is gone.
This is my dad. I get to love him however I want. And if I want to go to hell with him and live the rest of my life in a brothel, I get to do that.
Oh, don't be silly. Don't mean that. Throw your life away.
You know, I'm not throwing my life away. I don't have time for this. I'm so late.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Luke, Spencer's son, so pathetic and needy of a faithless woman's love, twisting yourself into knots just so that you could believe in Elizabeth one more time.
It's not gonna work, Elena. You're not gonna convince me of anything.
Luke deserves better than you.
I know why you took my son and gave him to Nicholas, okay? Because in your twisted mind, you saw it as the ultimate revenge.
I don't know what you mean.
No, I mean, what better way to screw with the Spencers than to steal one and raise him as a Cassadine, trained from birth to hate his own family?
Well, I'm flattered that you think I could be so Machiavellian.
What was the end result, huh? Are we gonna unleash Aiden on us 20 years from now or something?
What a vivid imagination. Of course I deny your allegations. Elizabeth tampered with the DNA results. Now, that is a fact, whether you accept it or not.
Okay, it's time for you to leave. And don't come back, and don't even think about messing with my son.
Well, I'm finished here anyway. Lucky. Those 20 years you mentioned. Now, if Aiden turns out to be handsome, cultured, worldly, smart and ambitious, if he has strength of purpose, he's a Cassadine. Now, on the other hand, if Aiden turns out to be a booze-swilling, drug-addicted boor, if he turns into a weapon of self-destruction, he's a Spencer. Only time and blood will tell, Lucky. In the end, they always do. If you're lucky enough to have Aiden for 20 years.
Can I ask you something?
Of course. We're supposed to be working on your communication skills.
Well, it's not really about our marriage. It's more work-related. Or maybe not.
Well, now you got me curious. Shoot.
Are you ever going to bring Jake's file down to the records room?
Yes, I will.
But what?
But I like looking at it. Like's not the right word. I feel obligated. I go over the readings and I go over the scans and I try and figure out where I went wrong, where I could have got in front of the trauma, where I could have noticed that hemorrhage before it happened.
But you couldn't.
This isn't about feeding my guilt, Robin. I'm just trying to make sure that when it happens again, I make the right decision and I do better.
But I've seen you lose patients before. Not that many, because you're really good.
Well, not good enough.
But you go over the records, you file them away, and you move on. Why can't you do that with Jake?
I just told you what I'm looking for.
A mistake. Some way you could have saved him, I know.
Well, I haven't found it yet.
Because there isn't one. I mean, I was there. It's a miracle that Jake stayed alive as long as he did. I mean, has it ever occurred to you that when you looked at those records to see that you saved his life 3 times before that hemorrhage? I mean, any one of those injuries could have killed him before that.
And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe I put too much emphasis on the wrong thing first, and I should have done something different.
No, listen to me. I'm telling you the truth, not because I love you, but because it is a medical fact. There's no surgeon that could have saved Jake.
What about my father?
Oh, come on. What are you talking about? One of the first things you said to me ever was that you were better than your dad.
Well, I was just trying to impress you. That was all bravado crap.
Yeah, but then I got to know you and I realized that it wasn't. You're one of the only people that I know that are so in love with their own brilliance but could actually back it up. So why are you wasting time and energy comparing yourself to your father?
I know I'm better than my father now. I don't know if I'm as good as he was when he was at his best.
Well, there's no way to measure that.
Look, I've heard all the stories about my dad. More times than I probably cared. And I'm not just talking about when things went bad. When he was good, he was fast. He had intuition. He would find things that weren't even on the scans. He would fix things before they happened.
Noah Drake, the psychic surgeon. Sorry, I don't buy it.
Listen, you know what I'm talking about. When you go in there, you got to work fast. There's no room for error. You can't be looking over your shoulder at the scans. You got to trust your intuition, and you've got to be fearless.
So, is that what's bothering you? Are you thinking you might get another patient like Jake and be scared?
Shunster, word in the street is things are heating up between Zakara and Corinthos. Is my 411 on the reel?
I'm not going to discuss my business with the Jacko PI. If you want to turn yourself back to Spinelli, then maybe we can talk. Otherwise, shut up.
Okay, fine, but just to be clear, Jacko PI's not taking sides in this upcoming war. And I won't be looking the other way if bodies start falling in my path.
Shut up!
Quiet it is.
Good.
You always been this antisocial?
Hey, I'm sorry about this.
This moron pulled a gun on me.
What are you doing?
He's the Jacko PI now.
Thanks for retrieving my piece. I'll take it back.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you know what this idiot did? He put $20 million of my money into cyberspace where it's supposed to be safe, and now he can't find it. Do you know why he can't find it? Because now he's a character from a book.
He had a bad reaction when he got shot.
He had a bad reaction, great.
What's going on?
Well, I just want my money back. Do you read me?
I wish I could help you, Shunster.
Don't call me that. Can you just get him out of here? Because I can't deal with it.
Let's go.
Go.
Let's go.
$20 million.
Now.
No.
You'd better look around. Javier's not happy with you.
Sorry, it took longer to figure out an outfit than I thought.
Probably because you're not used to being so exposed.
It's not exactly my go-to outfit.
If this establishment is making you uneasy, heed the warning. This is no place for a girl like you. Do yourself a big favor and leave before Javier realizes you came in.
Not until I find Luke.
You're not taking me seriously, and you need to. Get on the first thing you can catch out of Florida and go back to wherever you came from.
We can have that. Lulu just got here. I'm running a business. I don't like when my workers are late.
I'm sorry.
No excuses.
expect you to work the time off on the back end of your shift. Right now, there are customers thirsty and waiting. Go take care of them. And smile.
Bernie, I'm not gonna wait around sitting on my hands waiting for him to turn into a version of his own self. Spinelli's got it, you know, it's ridiculous the way he's acting. I just want my money, Bernie.
Is he safe?
Oh, is who safe? What are you doing in my house?
Protecting Spinelli.
Bernie, listen, let me call you back. Get my money!
That was rude.
No, what's rude is you're in my house telling me that I'm rude. Spinelli's not here.
What did you do to him?
He's with Jason, so go bother them.
No, not until I get your word of honor that no matter how much Spinelli irritates you or continues to irritate you in the very near future, you will not harm a hair on his brilliant head.
Why would I promise you anything?
Okay, I realize that you and I don't know each other very well,
No.
but I've stepped up for you when it really mattered. Not that you can say the same.
What are you talking about?
I guess it's possible you have no idea, but when you and Kate were together, I was a huge supporter.
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
I did everything I could to facilitate your relationship.
Well, you were Kate's assistant. You should do that, right?
You would be surprised how much power assistants really have. I could have submarined the two of you without you ever knowing, and I didn't. So that's one.
Just one?
No. As a matter of fact, do you remember when I testified under oath that I didn't see Michael with you the night Claudia died? That's a huge marker. And Christina, I've been helping her.
What about Christina?
Well, she came to me with a huge fashion problem, and
Oh, you dressed her.
yeah. Do you like
Yeah.
her new look? It's awesome, right?
Oh, no. I wouldn't say that unless I was saying I awesomely didn't like it.
Well, then just scratch that last one.
Why are you still here?
Because you haven't promised yet.
Okay, if I do, will you leave?
Happily.
Okay, here's the thing. As much as I want to hurt Spinelli, I'm not going to do that, even though he did something with $20 million of my money. So if you're concerned about his well-being, you will make sure I get that back.
Easy on the threads, Morgan. Jacoby I doesn't appreciate being muscled around.
What are you doing out of the hospital?
Jacko P.I. left the hospital.
Why? You were just shot. You should be recovering. You just had surgery.
Look, McCall, I appreciate the concern, but the hospital is no place for a man of action. You have to hit the streets, get back in the game. Take the old bull by the horns, back in the horns, back in the saddle. You get the picture?
Not really. No.
He went to see Sonny.
Yeah, it seems my particular brand of charm was lost on the Sunstar. May have made a deadly enemy, but so be it. Comes with the territory.
Enemy? What does that mean?
Sonny figured out that Spinelli lost or misplaced $20 million of our money.
Ouch. I don't think he's too happy about that.
No, he's not happy at all, which is why you need to stay away from Sonny.
No problem. Don't much like the guy anyway.
And in the meantime, why don't you sit in front of a computer and figure out something else?
I'm sorry, Morgan. That would be a waste of Jacoby I's valuable time. See, the evening call is full of potential and mystery, and I must answer. Gun?
No gun.
Fine. I'll navigate by instinct. Catch you on the rebound. Later, McCall.
Later.
Catch you on the rebound. What does that even mean?
It means that this is way worse than I thought.
Lucky,
Hey.
I'm so sorry. I swear it was an honest mistake.
Whoa, what are you talking about?
Something went wrong with the surgery. That's why they called me back into the hospital. It just happened so fast. I wasn't even off the elevator before Stephen
Wait,
pulled
just
me in.
slow
And now
down,
the OR
slow
team is
down.
being questioned. I didn't even realize it was Siobhan until I was in
Okay,
there.
you lost me a long time ago. Just tell me what happened.
I almost killed your wife. Siobhan is going to make a full recovery because of Matt. He knew exactly what to do.
Okay, just sit down for a second. Just take a deep breath. Tell me what happened.
I made a terrible mistake in surgery.
Okay, well, you know, these things happen. You're an outstanding nurse. I'm sure
I'm
you'll be
so
fine.
deep in my own fog, I couldn't even read the colors.
What are you talking about? What does
The
it have to do with
medicine that Siobhan was supposed to get is in a vial with a blue label, and I gave her the vial with a green label. Maybe I should have my license revoked.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, well, it could. I mean, I shouldn't even been working that night.
Look, Elizabeth, you made a mistake, okay? I mean, it happens, and the good news is that Siobhan's fine. She's gonna make it.
Matt didn't come right out and say it, but I know this is what he was thinking, what everyone is going to be thinking. Siobhan is your wife. I did this on purpose.
Hello, Lupe.
Dante?
I never forget a face. You weren't here the other night.
I was.
Having a long conversation with Lupe.
Yeah, I paid her for her time.
I know that too. You back for more?
That's the plan.
That's my cue. I hope you're prepared for more than talk this time. Javier is already a little suspicious.
What, Javier got something against monogamy?
Javier is in the business of making a profit, and strangers coming around with a lot of talk and no action make him feel threatened. Javier doesn't like to feel threatened, so he cuts the problem off at the head. Sometimes literally.
Take a drink order from that guy over with Lupe. See if you can get a sense of what they're talking about.
Sure. Can I take your order?
Well, that all depends on what you have to offer.
I have no idea where your missing money is. When Spinelli and I were together, his cyber skills did not rub off on me. In fact, quite the opposite. I pretended to know less, so Spinelli felt better when he helped
I'm
me.
not interested in the dynamics of your non-relationship or whatever it is. I just want to know where that freak of the week took my money, okay? And you actually seem like the most qualified person to get that information.
But Spinelli doesn't remember.
All you got to do is make him.
How?
Stay with him. Talk to him. You know, just remind him how the good times you guys used to...
Excuse me? Are you actually suggesting that I sleep with Spinelli?
This is such a weird twist of events. I mean, who else but Spinelli would wake up from surgery a whole different but equally strange person? We have to help him.
If he doesn't find Sonny's money, he's going to need a lot more help than you can give.
Okay, well, how do we fix this? I mean, we can't force him to remember how to use the computer. I can try, though. I can try and break into his passwords.
It's going to be too tough. I mean, he's probably put up firewalls and transferred from Dummy Corporation, who knows what else, and that's what makes him so valuable to us.
All right, logically, the best thing to do would to have him see a shrink, but maybe Maxie is right, because Spinelli normally is so off the wall, he would probably be committed right away, so I don't know what this would mean.
Do you think Maxie makes good points?
What?
I mean, do you think she's perceptive when it comes to you?
I don't know what that means.
If Maxie said she knew about something that you wanted but you were afraid to ask, would she be right?
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. Matt didn't accuse you of giving Siobhan the wrong meds, right?
Right.
Did anyone else?
No, not yet. But they will be. I mean, come on. Your new wife is on the operating table hovering between life and death, and then your ex-wife is assisting the surgeon ready to pop her off with a bad injection.
No, let's not get paranoid here. Look, everyone who knows you knows that you would never hurt anyone, much less a helpless patient.
Thank you for believing in me.
Of course.
I'm so afraid no one else will. What can I get you to drink?
Booze is, really overrated, but I would love to pay you for your time. No offense, Lupe, I just got a thing for, Lucky Blondes.
You must be under a false impression. I serve drinks. That's the extent of my participation here.
Is there a problem here?
No problem, Javier. Lupe is terrific. We've been having a great time. I just have a thing for blondes, and I find, this one incredibly appealing. I'll pay double for her.
I am in a committed relationship with Matt Hunter. I cannot just go jump into bed with Spinelli because you want your money back. There's a word for that, and I am not a hooker. Besides, even if I did sleep with Spinelli, there's no guarantee you're gonna get your money.
You better think of something else. Why don't you just lock him in a room with a laptop? Don't give him a soda or potato chips.
That is
until
cruel.
he well, you better come up with something, because I want my money.
Something's been bothering me about you since I walked in. And I just realized what it was. Kind of shocked.
What are you talking about?
You're usually very impeccable,
Yeah.
but your collar keeps bunching weird. It happens all the time at photo shoots. Can I just fix it
Oh,
for you?
yes. Go ahead. You're the...
I'm not sure what you're getting at here.
Maxie told me that you loved me,
Oh, newsflash.
which I already know. And I just hope you know that I love you too.
Yeah, I sort of got that impression.
Good, well, because that's, you know, that's what's most important.
Okay.
But like I said, according to Maxie, there's something that you want, but you don't want to ask because, well, that's the part I'm really not clear on, because you might think that I don't want it, because the truth is I really haven't thought about it. I mean, this time I haven't. I did before. We talked about it, you know, we were together, and then we broke up and we got back together, and we really didn't talk about it, and I didn't know if you were still interested. Maybe you are, but maybe you're just waiting for me to bring it to you, because that's usually how it happens.
Are you talking about having a baby?
Totally separate issue.
You're talking about marriage.